Let's talk about that leap. The one you take from knowing what all the buttons on your camera do to actually making that camera say something. We're going to break down how you go from being a photographer who just understands settings to an artist who creates real meaning. So, you've got the basics down cold, right? You know your aperture, your shutter speed, your ISO. You can probably dial in a perfect exposure without even thinking about it. And that's great. That's the foundation. But for a lot of us, that's also where we get kinda stuck. Because there's a huge difference between knowing the settings and knowing the language. It's a way of communicating emotion and story that has absolutely nothing to do with a perfect histogram and everything to do with a powerful message. This is all about getting past the what and diving deep into the why. And that's really the heart of it all. This whole journey, it's not just about being familiar with your gear. It's about gaining authority over your creative vision. It's about being the one in charge of the story. Okay, first up, let's go beyond the technical. We're going to move past the buttons and dials and start looking at these settings in a whole new light. So check this out. We all know the exposure triangle, right? But look at how it's reframed here. Aperture, it's not just about controlling light. It's about controlling what the viewer even gets to notice. Shutter speed isn't just about time. It's you deciding if time is going to be frozen solid, broken into fragments, or flowing like water. And ISO, it's not just a sensitivity setting. That grain, that noise, in the right hands, it becomes authenticity. It becomes a feeling. And here is the absolute core idea. Every single time you turn a dial or press a button on your camera, you're not just making a technical tweak. You are making a creative choice that will completely change how people feel about your image. That's the mindset shift we're talking about. All right, next section, the language of images. Once you buy into that idea that every technical choice is creative, then your camera's features suddenly become these amazing narrative tools. Let's talk focus, space, and perspective. You know, take depth of field. We usually just think of it as a function of the aperture setting. But what if we thought of it as a narrative tool, a selective focus tool? You are literally selecting which parts of the story are sharp and clear, and which parts fade away. You're the director. And this illustrates it perfectly. When you use a shallow depth of field with that beautiful blurry background, you're isolating the meaning. You're screaming, look right here. This is the most important thing. But with a deep depth of field where everything's in focus, you're distributing the meaning. You're inviting the viewer to look around, to explore the world you've built, and to see how everything connects. It's two totally different stories told with just one setting. And this idea goes way beyond just your aperture. Even the lens you decide to put on your camera has a huge psychological impact. It starts shaping how your audience feels before you've even taken a single picture. I mean, think about it. A wide lens, something like a 24mm, it creates this psychology of immersion. It sucks the viewer right into the scene and makes them feel like they're a part of it. But then you switch to a long lens, like a 200mm, and it does the exact opposite. It creates a psychology of isolation. The viewer feels distant, like an observer watching from afar. Same subject, but a completely different emotional experience. Okay, so if your camera settings are the grammar of this visual language, then light and color, well, that's the poetry. This is where you really start painting with emotion. And you don't need a truck full of expensive gear to do it. There's this incredible exercise that proves a simple point. With just one single light source, you have the power to tell 3 completely different stories. So here's the challenge. You take the exact same subject, same single light, and your job is to create 3 totally different moods. Happy, then dramatic, and then suspenseful. And the secret, it isn't about the light itself. It's all about where you decide to put the shadows. This is the question students are asked right after, and it's the key to everything. It makes you realize you're not just lighting a person or an object, you're sculpting with shadows. And those shadows, that's what carries all the emotional weight. So you start with that one light challenge, and from there, you build up to more advanced stuff. You master the holy trinity of 3-point lighting, your key, fill, and backlights, to get that cinematic depth. You learn how to use high-key lighting for that bright commercial feel, or low-key for that dark, moody, noir vibe. Then you dive into color, first learning how to use the Kelvin scale to balance different lights, and then mastering color psychology to tell a brand's entire story with just a single color palette. So, you've mastered the technical side, you've learned the language of composition and light, you are building a seriously powerful creative skill set. And that's the big question, isn't it? How do you take all of this knowledge, all these exercises, and turn them into a professional mindset, into a unique, creative voice that people will actually pay you for? Well, this is where things shift into a truly professional mindset. It's about breaking down the work of the masters to understand their DNA. It's about knowing when to shoot and having the directional skills to get a compelling portrait. And, maybe most importantly, it's about that practical skill of taking a client's vague ideas and turning them into a concrete professional shot list. At the end of the day, all of these skills, all these lessons, they all have one singular goal: for you to pour everything you've learned into one cohesive portfolio. A body of work that doesn't just show off your skills, but that says something about who you are as a creator. And when you get to the end of this journey, the final test, it isn't some multiple choice exam. It's not about getting an A. No, it's something way more real and a lot more intense. Your entire journey, all that hard work, from technical familiarity to creative authority, it all comes down to one simple question, asked by a jury of real-world professionals who are looking at your portfolio. That's it. That is the entire final exam, because really it's the only question that matters out there in the professional world. Does your work show a clear vision, a reliability, and a voice that someone is willing to invest in? It's blunt, it's honest, and it cuts right to the chase. So I'll turn that question back to you. When you look at your own work, the images you're making right now, forget about the technical perfection for just a second. Ask yourself honestly, does your work confidently, without any hesitation, answer that one simple question?